Hey, you guys ready to see some big bass from the Palm Bay area? Check this out. Talk about how you're supposed to hook them. That's how you're supposed to hook them. Welcome to today's episode of Catching Giant Bass. It's going to be fun. If we don't catch any giant bass, then that intro is not going to be very good. But if we do, it's going to be awesome. Remember, come like and subscribe. JT Kenney Outdoors. So, we had the camera out and guess what? We're stuck. We were getting ready to say, we're in Palm Bay today. We're gonna try to catch some great big bass. It's January. It's really warm. Fixing to come out of my sweatshirt already. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. We're gonna be frogging. We're probably gonna be throwing some stick baits around. But the first thing we're gonna have to do, we're gonna have to get unstuck. Yeah. When there's bubbles, there's stump. There's a stump there, guys. Right there. Anybody wants the waypoints on it? There's a stump right there. So when we're down here in the Palm Bay area, any one of the lakes we're on down here, it's January, it's warm. We got a chance for like something really majestic and magical to happen. So when the first wave of spawners that come up typically are the really big ones. There's not a whole bunch of them, but they're typically the really big ones. And we got a really warm spell, but in a couple of days, there's a cold front coming, and somehow they know that. They're like way better than Jim Cantori on the Weather Channel. Like they actually know what's gonna happen. So I'll guarantee you right now, there's a wave of big bass up here getting ready to go on the bed or on the bed right now because they want to get it done before that cold front comes in 2 days. So we are out here and we're gonna try to chase those down. Watch this. We've wrestled one. We've wrestled this good Palm Bay bass. Oh, look at that. Look at that one, boys. Oh, yeah. Little pack across strikes again. I'm telling you, look at that trocar. I'm telling you, want to talk about how you're supposed to hook them? That's how you're supposed to hook them. It's like that. 1.5 ounce reins. Man. Oh, Palm Bay, I love it, boys. You know what we got going on right here? We got a lot of mats, and these fish are just starting to think about spawning, you know. And one of the things I like to do when they're doing that, one of my very favorite techniques, get that Halo TI 711 extra heavy, Sunline 65-pound braid, 7-to-1 ardent reel, the punching rig. I like a pack of crawl. A couple other baits I used too are using the pack of crawl today because I like to use the pack of crawl when the conditions are good. See, we got, you know, it's nice weather today. The fish should be biting. So I like to use something that's got some big flappies on it, so I'll go with the pack of crawl. But, you know, like I said, the big stick, the whole setup, and we're just punching it down in the mats and the heavy cover. Yo-yo it in there a couple times, and pack of crawl legs go flopping around, and whop! He nailed it. Good fish. Fun. Let's do it again. Kerschlobble. Kerschlobble. He will kerschlobble my frog. Kerschlobble, Bigfoot. Kerschlobble. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. Great big bass. There was no kersclobbling. Did not kersclobble my schlobbeler. You know, we were throwing that frog and throwing that frog up through here, and man, I know there's some fish up through this area. I'm familiar with this area. I had a couple follow it, but nothing else. So we're gonna go to the 5-inch salt lick. See if we can. I mean, you know, a stickworm. There's nothing around the spawn, you know, day in and day out. Probably not going to find anything better than a stickworm. They're being a little wily right now. They're not quite rambunctious yet. There's been no kerslobblings. I got me one. Oh! I lost him. Almost impaled the cameraman right in the face with a trocar. Almost. I didn't, but I almost. Bass fish. Well, we just saw a bed up there, and I threw the magnet head up there. We're a little distracted right now. Threw the magnet head up there, and I caught this little guy off that bed right there. I found one. I finded one. The old magnet strikes on a little guy. That's just these males on these beds. There's another bed right there. You know, so what we got going on here, we found a place where the grass is up next to the bank. There's beds all down through here, but it's pretty early. It's only 10 o'clock, like 10 after 10. I mean, very, very good possibility. There's a deeper bed right there. Very good possibility that the big females this afternoon could pull up on it. We're gonna have to come back here this afternoon, 1 or 2 o'clock. That happens all the time in Florida in the wintertime, you know, and in the wintertime in Florida, that's when they spawn, is those big females just show up in the afternoon. Like, you can come into an area, you know, whether you're in a little chute like this or whether you're out on Lake Okeechobee, it doesn't make any difference. You'll go up there and in the morning you'll catch a bunch of little ones, and you catch a bunch of little ones, you'll see beds everywhere, and you say, hell with it, it's not any good, and I'm taking off going someplace else looking for big ones. And then you hear some guy pulls in there, you know, Rex Challenger pulls in there at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and he catches 35 pounds out of there. And that's these big females in Florida, these big female bass, they're known for doing that. So anytime you see anything like this, where you see a lot of beds that have males on them, you owe it to yourself to come back and check them out later in the day. He's biting the fire out of it. Something's going on. Yet. I don't know where, I just was rushing there for a second or something, and I missed one. All he did was pull my salt lick down. Rascal. He's a little rascal. Well, guys, that's a wrap on today. It wasn't quite as good as I thought. And one thing when these big fish are going to move up on the beds, they really like the sunshine. As you can see, we've kind of lost the sunshine, and then I thought maybe we could catch some on top water. That didn't happen either. But we ended up throwing salt lick around a little bit, you know, the stick bait and soft stick bait. We caught a few on it. Did catch that one big one punching. But it didn't happen the way I thought it was going to today. Still, you know, we're here in Palm Bay. We still caught, you know, obviously caught a bunch of fish, but just that big spawn, I don't think either didn't happen or was going to happen, and then these clouds came over and just put a kibosh on us. But anyway, still an awesome day. Great time. Make sure you come, hit subscribe, like us, all that stuff. Always, if you have any questions, send me questions on everything that there is social media, because I'm there. Awesome. Thanks for coming along. See you next time. Talk about how you're supposed to hook them. That's how you're supposed to hook them.